Call this meeting to order. I want to welcome everybody to the October 15th, 2019 meeting. Special time 6:02. This time I need to approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
I have it. Thank you. Reverend Haney, who's not here. Commissioner Kitchens, will you fill in tonight on the invitation and pledge?
I'm glad to, Chairman. If y'all will bow your heads with me. Dear Lord, we thank you so much for the beautiful day you've given us. We thank you for the rain that we so needed, so deserved, and we thank you for laying that blessing on us. Thank you for the privilege of being able to come together in these great United States and do the business and the will of the people. We just ask that you lay your hands on us tonight, ask that you guide our decisions, give us wisdom, give us strength to do the right things. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Kitchens, for filling in at the last minute. Before we get going tonight, if y'all don't mind, I'd like to drop down to visitors. We have Miss Wright from United Way. Would you like to come forward? And I'm going to let Miss Wagner explain the contribution from the employees and how this was. I can give it to them.
Yes.
You can explain how it was raised.
We had employee fundraiser, so it was all the employees who did it. We did a bake sale, we sold popcorn, ice cream, we had Blue Jean Day, a Chick-fil-A Day. It took us a while, but we finally got to $500.
Well, thank you all so much for what you did.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
One more.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
All right, let's go back on our, starting with the board appointments tonight. Development board appointments, we have board appointments for 4 years. These appointments will take place of Chap Nelson and a vacant slot. We've had 2 applicants that have put in desires to serve on that board. If you'll look on page 3. Mr. Kitchens, you're supposed to compliment it because you can find it on the.
I was waiting on you to stop talking for about 2 seconds. I was gonna say, look at these page numbers.
Yeah, page number.
345, 4, man, I'm so impressed. I'm just proud to be here.
You're doing a very good job, Shannon. Thank you.
Jason did the best.
Okay. Jason, you did a very good job. Thank you. We've got a Mr. John Albright that's on Norcross Road has expressed an interest in serving, and Mickey Parker on Legacy Farm Road. I think he was on this board one time before and would like the board to consider him being on this board also. I'll open it up for discussion this time. I'm hoping Commissioner Pitts was here because one of these appointments is in his district.
The only comment I got, Chairman, is I think both of them are well qualified and be a great asset to the board. I agree.
Agree. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to accept both these applicants.
So move, Chairman.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Ayes have it, thank you. Okay, consent agenda and approval for minutes. We have the first Tuesday, October 1st, 2019, and we have executive session at October 1st, 2019. Have y'all had an opportunity to review the minutes? So, motion approved.
So move. Second.
Second. No more discussion, all in favor, aye? Ayes have it, thank you. All right, let's see, we have visitors tonight. We have a Miss, with the Heights?
Yes.
Heights?
Danita Height.
Ms. Hikes, are you here? Nope. Don't have Ms. Hikes, okay. Ms. Pat Daniels and Faye Jernigan, Pioneer Road, y'all come. It comes down. You can pull it down.
Do I have to talk into it? Okay.
Because you're on TV too. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I best not be. I'm Pat Daniels. I live on 244 Pioneer Road, Macon, Georgia, Mr. Robinson's district.
I'm Faye Jernigan. I live at 164 Pioneer Road, and we're neighbors.
We came here tonight with quite a few signatures and a petition to have our road paved or have it put on the list. And it's highly traveled, and we've got 87%, I believe, of the signatures. So who do I give the petition
Right
to?
here.
Copy of them for everybody to have.
Okay. We'll give these. Mr. Risner, I think we talked about this last week. What will be our next steps?
I believe, and some of you may be more familiar with this than I, but I believe what we've done, at least in the recent past, was the board would authorize a, thank you. The board would authorize a survey of the road where we actually send a surveyor out to survey where the revised layout would go. And that helps us determine how much right-of-way is needed and who it's needed from. And so I think that would be the next step. I don't know if we've required 100% of the signatures to go that next step or not.
Well, 2 of those residents don't have actually a house or anything, it's just access for a driveway.
Okay,
And they don't even live on the road.
okay,
And then there's one that,
It's in Florida
that
that we
lives
didn't
in
contact.
Florida that we could not reach.
okay,
But
All
we-
the homeowners aren't signed.
Yeah.
okay.
Is this something we need to research to see if we've got the amount required to go forward, or is that something we can, a motion to go out for survey in the event we have the numbers needed?
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, if you don't mind, I did talk to Ms. Daniels over the phone. She mentioned that years ago there was a survey that was done on a portion of the road, so I don't know if that's something that we could research to determine if that's something that's still a valid survey or not.
We could certainly check on that.
And from Highway 49 down to the creek, all of us are the major landowners. And we've had all of ours surveyed in the last, I'd say, 10 years.
Okay,
So, and I think all of the easements are up to date.
okay.
As far as those across the creek, we're not real sure about.
And if I recall correctly, you only need 80%, so if they've got 87,
That's what we were told, yes, thank you.
so move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Second?
And we've got a lot of traffic that goes from 49 to 18 besides the neighbors
Sure.
that's in our road. We got 24 homes plus their spouses and their kids. So we eating a lot of dust.
And we have quite a few trailer trucks that cut through, believe
So
it or not.
we think it'll help the situation that we're in as far as mud and dust.
Sure. All right, we have a motion, and a second. Any more discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Let's have it. Thank you.
And if there's anything else we can do,
Thank you.
let us
You've
know.
done a
Appreciate
great
it.
job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Ms. Heights? Yes. Oh, we're gonna go ahead and pull you. We got Ms. Heights with the fair count. You didn't know you were gonna walk straight up to the
No, I
podium.
did not. I did not. How are you all today?
Doing well in yourself?
Great, great, great. I just wanted to kind of come in and give you all a little bit of information about Faircount and the initiative that we have going now to try to get a head start on Census 2020. Faircount is a nonpartisan, it's a nonprofit organization that's actually in the communities now trying to get people counted for, because there are a lot of address changes, a lot of people that have actually moved out of the counties, and we have a lot of counties in our zone, which is Zone 3, that are considered hard to count counties. For whatever reason, it may be internet access, elderly people who are not being counted for, and so what this organization is doing is just trying to get people to commit to be counted, and also trying to get organizations that will commit to being count captains, meaning that you would provide possibly a location for the census to be done, because it's going to be done predominantly online in 2020. is gonna cut a lot of people out who don't have internet access and who may not have, computers. So what Faircount is willing to do is come in with hotspots, come in with computers, Chromebooks, iPads, whatever it takes. We just need a location when that time comes, April 1st, to be able to set it up for those people who don't have access to be able to come in and get the assistance with going online to do it. So that's my spiel. I'm here wanting to connect in hopes that we guys can partner and come alongside each other. The census funding has been cut tremendously, so they're not going to be hiring as many people as they were. They won't have as many offices as they normally do. And in 2010, Georgia was like 23% undercounted. So that means that we lost quite a bit of funding that we should have been able to have for the state of Georgia. So that's why I'm here. And I'm hoping I can get, a commitment with you all today to be counted, as well as to make sure that your community and your homes are fully counted. That's all I have.
Any questions?
So do we just want to provide a space here at the government center for you, the local library, or what are you thinking?
I think that wherever we could actually be, it could be the government center, the local library. A lot of times they have that internet access, and those are also, the local libraries in the different counties are also areas that we're targeting as well, to try to see if we could get them to, to partner and come alongside us
49 at
for
the War
that.
Department.
So if I could get contact information from somebody that I can reach back out to. But here, wherever you think is going to be a good area to get your community to come in.
I apologize for keep looking at Dayline, but I think about the gym on Highway 49 or the War Department on 49 too.
When we think of community, though, I was thinking really here, because over the next few months, more people are going to pile into this building to pay taxes. So this is probably the most central location at this point.
Really, what we have, and I'll show you all. That's why got stopped with the United Way coming in. But this is what we're actually, when we go into different activities, different events, wherever people are having, we are getting them to fill out this commit to count card. And basically, what this card does for us is it gives us the updated address, so that when they start sending out those mailers, which the first set of mailers will be released first part of March, they will be sending them out to the correct addresses, to the correct people. So as we go into different events, as we go into different settings like these type of settings, and people are helping us to update or even committing to help us, once the census comes in, it's going to make it easier to make sure that we're getting this information disseminated to the correct people and to the correct addresses. So that's kind of what we're doing now. We're collecting these commit to count cards. The Census Bureau is also asking people if they're interested in working with them, but I know that they're hoping to get a whole lot more volunteers than people that they're going to have to pay, because the funding is so little. So we're kind of volunteering to help, get it done, because ultimately at the end of the day, our community and all of the Georgia communities are the ones that are affected. WIC, Head Start, Medicaid, all of that stuff is affected by funding that we don't receive when we're not counted.
Then, Mr. Chair, I ask, is it a possibility that we can put some of those flyers in like water bills, or when we send out their tax bills?
I don't know why we couldn't. Or is that anything keeping us from doing it?
No, how does that marry up to the census? I mean,
Well, the census, it's pretty much a partnership with the census. The census is still gonna be the ones that will man the actual Census 2020 on April 1st when it happens. We're kind of just are like the forerunners who are going out making sure that the census's database is correct and complete with those correct addresses, who's in the household, if they have college students, because wherever that college student travels to, that's where they'll be counted. They're not, and a lot of people don't know that. They're still counting. You might have a child in Virginia, but you're still counting them on your census here when they should actually be getting counted on the census in Virginia. So it's basically just that initial groundwork before the census comes in to try to get those hard to count areas.
But I mean, you would give your information to the census folks?
Yes, it'll
and
go
they'll-
go in their database. We're
Okay.
partnering with them, and they'll get all that.
So-
It's nothing for fair count to do with it other than transferred to the census, yeah.
That's what I was thinking, so there may be instances where people are counted twice, but at least they're counted.
Well, this is the thing, this does not count you. This only updates the database with your information. You won't be counted until you actually do the census. And so if Fair Count comes in to help the census, say for instance, Fair Count is manning here at the government building, it will still be the census app on April 1st that we will just be assisting with them doing it with the internet service and with the computers for them to be able to get it done. So it's still gonna go under the census website. It won't be like it's going to a completely different website.
So if I came in and filled out one of those, when the census people come around, I still need to go onto that app?
Oh, yes,
and
this
apply.
is
So-
not, this is just updating the database.
Okay.
That's it.
So if we send that out, we need to make sure we let people know that you're not being counted. if
No,
you do
yet.
this, 'cause, you know,
Exactly.
I think that's the confusion we're gonna have with our voting system this year, when people take that thing and take it out and go, oh, I've already voted. No, unless you scan it, you're outvoted.
Well, yeah, I kind of agree in a certain degree with that, because there was something that came out about a month ago, and it had absolutely nothing to do with the census, but it had the census information on it.
Right.
So there were a lot of people who were confused, who thought that they were actually already completing
Right.
the census form. So I think if it's just maybe something with the bullet shots of showing how important the census is, a one-pager, what it affects in the community and why it is important, that would be more appropriate to send out to them. And also just letting them know that, you know, to look out for what's coming and when it's coming out. Because even that in itself, just being knowledgeable and knowing that, okay, March, I should be expecting a mailer in March. And I'm already on alert for it. So not actually them, this complete account card is not something that I would mail to someone. It's something that if I'm at an event, I would have them to fill it out in that moment, and then I would turn it in, and it would go from there, once the actual census comes out, if that's more understandable.
Yeah, because you feel
Yeah.
more comfortable person to person getting that information.
Most
Because
definitely.
if you mail it to them, you don't know that.
Where it's
they
going
got
to.
it, who filled it out.
Right, right. So that's, as far as a mailer is concerned, I would just do a factual, what is the census, what is it about? How am I counted? Why should I be counted? What does it affect if I'm not counted?
And I would hope that the census would
They
give us
provide that
that
information.
just to send out, because it's gonna cost us to mail it. If we have to create it, print it, and
Costs
post
that
it.
much more.
And that's where Fair Count kind of comes in with helping with the census, is that a lot of those areas where that funding has been cut, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult at this moment for the census to do that. We don't know what funding may be released later on. Fair Count may say, well, can you do a print of 1,000 printers or mailers? That may be the census's quick request to Fair Count. And because they have that funding, that grant funding, yes, we can do that, and it'll have Fair Count, Census 2020, whatever there, and it goes out at that moment. So I understand that would keep you all from having to worry about paying that print cost to get it printed up. They should be, like you said, supplying that. So just keep it in mind. My name is Danita. I don't have any cards with me as of today, but I do have a few of these cards. If I could get somebody's information at the end, I'll be more than happy to send you something, in the future, or, whatever you might be requesting to give you a little more information if you want something else etched in stone.
Any other questions? We thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, we got through visitors tonight. Let's go to new business. Approval to go out for bid for Union Hill Church Bridge. Mr. Lowe? Heard some bones crack.
Getting old. Don't move like I used to. Yes, we had, Tim Ingram to go up and look at the bridge, and we got a drawing on it and everything. And we come to y'all just to go out for bids on it, to get approval for it.
Now, is that the Wood Bridge?
Yep, That's a wood bridge. We
Thing's
wanna,
in there.
that's the only one we got left in the county.
So moved.
What?
Why are we talking about it? So
I
moved.
like my historic wooden bridge.
Second, let's keep it moving.
That's the last thing of my childhood I got.
Okay, I will send it if you want me to, but
No, I think I'll, because it's in District 2, isn't it?
Huh?
Where is it located?
Union Hill Church.
Up in like
Road.
Hillsborough?
No,
Where is it?
well, it's up there close to Hillsborough.
Right, yeah, so it's in District 2, so, yeah, I second that motion,
good job. I figured.
real quick.
Are we gonna sell the boards for, historical purposes? Last wood bridge in Jones County.
Buy
It
your
is.
plank. Buy your plank.
Live playing.
Right.
All right, I have a motion to
Yeah,
second.
that
Any more
costs-
discussion? None, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. The culvert ain't gonna get us too much, fall for a culvert, it.
No. There's way too much water come through
That's
up
what I'm
there.
saying, it's got too much watershed.
And it's way down there from,
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Let me tell you the times wood bridges has saved me.
Have to tell those
I
stories
never
later,
let up
right?
for 'em.
That one on McKay Road, boy, I remember that one was replaced.
Uh-huh.
That's a long wooden bridge. Is it like that?
This one's about 40 feet long.
Well,
What
you-
it is.
Well, don't sit down, cause you got
I
FY
know.
20 L big.
Yep. We got, I'm sure y'all already, Jason, did you give them a list of everything?
Page 13.
Grizzleville Road,
Page 13.
I have got, before we get too far, I've got and I brought it up, not to y'all, but I had made mention. We've got an individual on Child Road that's off 18, that cut through between 49, I'm calling it right road, Child. Want to know if he can pay to do his end of the road to his driveway.
Wow.
Sure.
Well, sure, we can't say sure and do it, what we can and can't do, because I know private individuals can't spend money on county. But he was wanting to know,
He can't.
well, you got to give it to the county.
Okay,
We
could
just can't
donate
have
to
it
the
done,
county.
you know.
Yeah,
we-
generous donation to the general fund.
But it was brought, he asked if we could do it, and he said our attorney was taking good care of our newest
Niece.
niece. But the question was, and it's, the house, as soon as you come off 18, the house sits right there on the corner. He wanted to pay from 18 up past his driveway, if that was something he could do. And I said, obviously, we'd have to ask what had to take place, but I think in the past, I understand that you can't, probably, it has to come into the general fund and then the county, if I'm correct, has to do it, you just can't. Might be wrong.
That's, obviously, that's something we'd have to look into, basically. So how far off of 18?
How far
it's
would you
maybe the driveway that goes in there, maybe
150 yards?
150 feet off of 18. It ain't very far.
Probably 100 yards to his
You
driveway.
think it's 100 yards?
Probably 100 yards. It wouldn't be, 100 yards.
Length
probably
of a football
150
field. But I didn't think it was that far.
He just wanted to, I think he's,
Every day he shoots a mile out there. Put it on the next agenda.
okay, get some more information on it. But that's why we're talking about on LMIG and stuff, and that brought up the question. I know Child that's on there, on LMIG. Go ahead, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, we got Grizzleville Road on here. That's from the railroad tracks to Henderson Road. And, we got figured up $314,312. And we got Overland Way, that's from Comslow to Light and Tie. Otis Redden Road, that's from the railroad tracks to the end of the pavement down there.
I don't see Oakland Way on this one.
Then we got
No,
four,
you had Altman as your second one.
huh?
You said Overland on your second one. We got Altman as the second one.
Well, I got on my sheet.
y'all are looking at, So y'all are looking at the, I put in the, this is the list that was approved sometime back with the ready for construction, the right-of-way acquisition. So if you flip on
Okay.
over to 17,
I was getting excited. I'm like, man, I'm doing a lot of roads.
Oh, Jason, how come you didn't do this?
I'm like,
Okay, we're on the
get
right
some stuff
page.
done.
2020 LB. I went to 13 to stop.
11 already.
Hey, listen, I like that page. Jason went from 10 rows down to 4.
I'm in agreement.
So,
I like the other list.
Me too.
prices were better.
Yeah.
Do what now?
The 2018 list.
the other list is the one that we keep on the website that shows, sort of the middle one is the dirt road list. And then the one at the bottom is sort of the long range or conceptual kind of stuff. That's the one that we worked on, I don't know, a year or two ago, and we have on the website and that kind of thing.
So,
Yeah. It's a little confusing because we put this out there saying this is, you know, the combined 2 or 3 lists that we had. And number one, the list changed. Number two, we went from 239 to 314 on the same road in a year's time. Cost-wise, I mean, I know.
Asphalt's
costs were
went up.
10, 11%.
80,000? Grisaroo Road went up almost 80,000 in a year?
Oh, I'm sure.
That's amazing, the increase in the prices, all of them.
Man, I wish I could go up on my stuff like that.
Me and you both.
That's the best way to get into.
Are y'all on the right page now?
Yeah, we're on the right page. It's just we still like this other page. Things were cheaper and got more done.
And I'm gonna ask the obvious question. Overland Way was not on the list that was on the website that we've been communicating. How'd that happen?
Well, Overland Way is a cut-through road. I mean, it's got a lot of traffic on it.
I understand.
And it's got wheel pass, and it holds water real bad. And the only way you're gonna get it fixed is to put asphalt on it to get it leveled back up so the water can drain off of it.
I understand. I'm just asking, it wasn't even on any of these roads. And in the bottom, I don't even see it long range, so it leapfrogged.
Yeah, it went from not even a thought to second priority.
Well, it was what's this on the far right hand side? By completed last 3 years, we did do some. Where Overland Way was resurfacing. Where you see page 14 to page
Well,
45.
I
It's
think
like
it was on the list, but it didn't anything get done on Overland
okay,
Way.
back 3 years ago. Okay,
Yeah.
it says completed the last 3 years.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna resign myself to the original list and maximize how many of those we can get done with the resources we have available.
Otis Redding was 3 on that one, and what is that one?
Is it Folkville Road?
Fortville.
From Etheridge to 129.
That one wasn't on
The list either.
That's one of the ones we had, I don't forget what year it was. We chip sealed over there, and we had such a mess. You probably remember.
I don't remember, but I take your word for it.
That's when we fixed all the cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was right before we came on board. But I remember hearing about it.
Have we gotta have this tonight, Jason? Has it gotta be?
Yeah,
I-
we just have to submit our list by December 31st.
Yeah, we need to look at this, because I agree with Commissioner Martin, we we've had this out on the website for some time, and I know I've been getting blasted and explaining, here's the process, here's the list, and people say, well, there's always been this list, that list, and the list you don't get to see, and all that kind of stuff, and we said, no, we combined all the lists, and we do a survey of the roads, and here's the highest priority, and, you know, we spend the money up as we go down the list. I think if we change that midstream, we're gonna catch some flack about it. Now, if these roads are in that bad a shape, we need to put them on the list, no doubt. But if I were,
So what y'all wanna put on there, Altman then?
well, if I were on Altman Road and I've been looking at this list for 2 years, I'd be calling tomorrow. I don't know anybody on Altman Road that I know of, but.
What about the need? I mean, that's what we were all about at one time, was
Right.
the need.
And I thought that was what these top 10 was, our top 10. It says priority, 1 through 10. We prioritized them the last couple of years.
My
Did
mo-
we do that or Public Works? Prioritize.
think it
We the
was-
ones that put this together.
we authorized Public Works to go prioritize it, to go look at the roads and make that recommendation because they were the experts.
One thing that Mr. Wendell did this year, someone had told me about a rating system called PACER, P-A-S-E-R, and different states have PACER systems. And somebody told me the one out of Wisconsin was very relatively simple and easy to use and that kind of thing. So what you have there on page 16 is for asphalt surfaces, those 1 through 10 rating system. And Mr. Wendell went through over on page 18 and gave a rating to those 4 roads. You know, just a suggestion, maybe we could have him go back and look at the roads on the, on that list that's been published for some time, give them a PACER rating, and then you prioritize them, reprioritize them based on those ratings.
Yeah, because Overland, I'm looking at, it's good to fair.
Right, got a 6.
And obviously Otis Redding is the 3, rightfully so, and it was
Yeah.
identified some time ago. Fortville Road, again, wasn't on the list, but it does have a rating, so I'm inclined to follow the list that we've published. I would like to agree with Jason and do the PACER so we know that we're doing roads right. And then we can look at it again from that point. But again, I'm inclined to go with what's on the website because we've advertised that.
Because I've had the same question, and I told them that based on the website would be the,
And based on the increases, it looked like we could only do the top 4 anyway.
That's it.
Right.
if we use 2018 prices, we can just back it off.
That's what everybody wanted and got excited
Sell a
about.
lot of them prices back to 2018.
Yeah, what if Altman wasn't graded, I mean, these 4, I don't know if they were all graded by the PACER system like these, but like Overland was good to fair. But it's ranked number 2 as priority of needing to be done. Well, wouldn't it be, by this rating, it would be Otis Redding, Portville, Grizzleville, Overland.
If they didn't list it
Yeah, I
as
remember us
priority.
talking about that PACER grading system, and I just don't know if we graded these like we did the
I
ones
don't,
back
I
here.
don't think they've been graded. No.
Grade all of them, and there we have it.
Let's grade all of them.
And in all fairness to John, they, you know, sometimes the public works business is complaint driven. Though, you know, you start getting a bunch of complaints about a road and you go look at it and go, man, look at this one in a year or so and it's terrible. I learned that about one we got a call on not too long ago that I went and looked at that. They said it's coming up in places, you know, the road, and I wrote down, it was a short paved road we paved, but good gracious. They didn't just mean a little bit. I mean, you drive pavement and then you drive dirt. And you drive pavement and you drive dirt. It was half gone, half the road was gone.
Been chip sealed.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
I got some chip seal wave on my road right now.
How's your new flooring doing?
Good. Yep, real good. Appreciate it.
I heard they got the foot down. I said, well, good deal.
Yep. We got everything moved back too. Threw away a lot of stuff too.
No.
I
I'd be
mean,
surprised when you start moving around what stuff you find
Hey.
you don't use no more.
need to clean up.
Chairman, before we, after
So
we
we're
do this, I
gonna,
want
we're
to ask John a
gonna
question.
redo
before
this
we
then?
go there.
Is that what we're gonna do?
That's what I like to hear.
Your Commissioner Fisk got a question for you.
So that's what I like to see. I like what Commissioner Martin and Commissioner Kitchens and Ms. Robinson said, grade all of them and then come back to us. And
Okay.
like I said, try to stay with that priority. And this is just a question, and I don't know if it's something that's possible or not. But when some asphalt companies have extra asphalt left over, what's your thoughts on dumping it at the recreation complex and just kind of smoothing it out? Is that an option? Do they have enough left over to pour out, or you won't do anything like that? I'm just asking, so I didn't know.
You don't want to look patch.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's why I was just throwing out. Do you do it? Could you do it? Just have the stuff left over and stuff. 'Cause it's just really dusty down there. That's all I was asking.
I don't really.
No, no, I'm even saying I'm asking
just-
a question.
I don't know that you want to
Don't
put
do
that
anything like
stuff
that.
on there.
Okay.
If we're gonna test it, let's test it in your district.
Okay, I mean, that was a question, so like I said, leave it
No, I
alone,
don't
leave
think
it
you're-
alone.
It kind of, I don't know, it looks like you're getting ready to do patch.
Okay,
They'll say, what are y'all doing out here?
yeah, okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Before you go,
Sure.
prioritizing roads, instead of just the pacer, do you also do traffic? How much the road's used?
That's
Over
another
one
thing.
way,
There's a lot of traffic
half the county uses it sometime during
Right.
the week.
for that convenience
Some
center.
of these other roads, it might be just the 10 people that live on it use it.
That conversation was brought up with Chi Hall and a couple of other ones over there, that when the school was built, you know, and discussion about coordination with the schools when they're building a school or renovating a school or expanding a school somewhere, when Dames Ferry was put out there, that caused that dirt road that was hardly ever used to now be 1,000 cars a day going down through there to that school. So it
That's-
wasn't on the,
That's about like Turner Woods.
Mm,
right,
I mean, Morton Road.
right.
Where 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, it wouldn't have been that way.
Right.
It's like, you know, when I reached out to the school board and asked them what they would prioritize the next paving project. You know, they put, Chi Hall Trail, is that correct? Yeah, Chi Hall Trail, then McKay, and the completion of Luke Smith would be their heaviest traveled for school traffic. Reaching out to them, and then also reaching out to them to where their new expansion might be. You never know what their plans are, because they've got land throughout the county and kind of get their ideas of they're gonna come up, put a school right here. Well, the county needs to be on board of, you know, what do we need to do to accommodate the traffic, so.
Do we or the sheriff have a traffic counter?
We got one and we used it for several years there when Mike was here.
They used it a lot, and live just to get the counts going through a certain road, you know, and average it off of another road of similar size and length, and, you know, just say, are we, you know, 3,000 a day and 10,000 a day on another one. We know
Right.
that one's going. Just the usage is so high on it. That'd be good information, especially on some of them. Like if we do those on the list that we're looking at too, that would give us an idea of how quick one's gonna need to be renovated too.
All right. Didn't need to throw a monkey wrench in it, did they?
I got used to that.
At least we didn't take any responsibility.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I was getting ready to say, you got any extra splosh we use? All
It's
right.
probably gonna come up.
Salary study for sheriff's office, Mr. Risner?
Yes, sir. So after the discussions about having a salary study done, the sheriff's department, sheriff's office contacted me and told me that back in 2017, they had a salary study done of, for their operations, and I guess made adjustments based on the findings of their salary study. And so, since they had that done in 2017, they wanted me to ask if it would be okay for them to go ahead and use some of that money that was set aside to go ahead and provide 4% increases for the people in that department. So I told them I would ask the board to get y'all's thoughts on that.
We need to, if we do it, we need to do it at the same time we do everything else, I would imagine. Isn't that correct?
Is it saving us any money since they've already had their surveys done? Or is,
We can go
study.
back to the contractor that's going to do that study and see, I guess, if there will be some savings there if we
cut
you know,
those
just
guys?
excluded them from that.
Well, to me, if you give them, their employees a 4% raise, and all we do is make adjustments where needed,
Yeah.
how's that fair?
I don't
for
think
all
we can
of
do
them?
anything until we get all the information, number one. Number two, I think in the budget, we did the 12-hour deal to incentivize to keep employees and all that. So I think we're gonna need to wait, because I agree, if we give them 4% and then it comes out that some need 6% and some need 2%, and we don't have 4% across the board. That was just a number we threw out as a place saver, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it compromises the integrity of what we're trying to do. And I appreciate the sheriff and what he does, but I think we need to do the study across the board so everybody is evaluated the same and by the same measuring stick,
study.
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right-of-way acquisition service for Howard Roberts Road Bridge. Treasurer?
So you recall, GDOT is going to be replacing the bridge on Howard Roberts Road under a local bridge replacement program that they have. Part of the deal with those projects is that the local jurisdiction has to pay for the acquisition of the right-of-way. There's 7/10 of an acre there that needs to be acquired for the project. Since we're not LAP certified, GDOT says that, and there are federal funds involved, which complicates things. We can't acquire the right-of-way on our own, but I think, Mr. Chairman, in conversations with GDOT, they've indicated that we can use a contractor that's authorized by GDOT to perform that type of work, to go out and acquire that right-of-way on our behalf, and that would comply with all federal guidelines that we need to comply with on this project. So we have a proposal before you from THC Incorporated, and I believe their fee is $21,600. Page 20.
Once the right of way is acquired, who will it belong to?
It would be, that's a good question. I'd have to check that to be sure. I would think ultimately it would come back to us, but I don't know that for certain.
Normally, it belongs to GDOT until the construction phase, and whether it's 1 year or 2 years, whatever they're responsible for in the construction, close out, finish project, comes back to us. So if it's a 1 year, 2 year, whatever, it comes back to us. They just need it to be able to do the work.
I tell you what I'd like to do, and it's John Albright doing this, and what I'd love to do is have him come to our next meeting and actually, have questions and answer session to go through what we can and can't do, and make sure that we're in understanding that, because I made several phone calls, like I told you I did. I started off low and didn't get any return phone calls, and went to the top. You'd be surprised how quick my phone went to ringing. But in conversations, same thing I asked him. I said, why can't we get you the right of way? And it came to that, being certified. Then I asked one gentleman, I said, well, if we have somebody that's certified in this, can we do it that way? And he was kind of like, this company actually does it for GDOT. I'd love to table this and have him, invite him to our next meeting, so that any questions could be asked, we can make sure we got everything exactly like, at the end of this $21,000, everything's gonna satisfy GDOT, all that. Good with y'all?
Yep, they don't have a question.
So the obvious is he is now a member of the board?
Well, yeah, he's a local, he actually,
Right, I remember who he was. I was at the meeting,
Right.
but I was just
yeah,
curious if that poses,
he worked for T,
Think so?
I don't know, I'm just asking.
I don't know, we'll check into that too, if it's gonna pose a problem.
It's not $170,000 problem, but
Yeah.
that's
But,
what GDOT wants.
he had told me, well, I actually had this conversation with him when GDOT was acquiring my land. And he was very helpful in steering me the right direction on that. He said, if you ever need any help in the county, don't hesitate to call. Well, I made that call. And after 4 different people at GDOT, one of them finally pretty much told me that, I told him what my idea was, and he kind of said that what GDOT does is they've got a formula. This company actually uses that formula when asked to do it to figure out the acquisition cost, and that's where we got that 179 at. And,
My only concern is conflict, if there is, because of, you know, the
Sure.
motion that was just made. Beyond that, professional services are what they are, so.
sure. I can get a motion to table this to the next meeting now.
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Motion, we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. Yeah, I was hoping y'all were gonna be here in time for the development authority to use in your district.
Yeah.
We only had 2 people interested.
Really?
Well, we had.
Him and Mickey Parker, right?
Mickey Parker
And John.
And John. And, as y'all know, we don't have a lot of people overly beating the door down wanting
It
to
did.
serve on board appointments. His contact with transportation and Mickey's in finance, I found would be a good fit. Okay, where we at now?
Chairman,
Sure.
if I could, backing up to LMIG for just a minute, and
Sure.
ask John Lowe about this earlier. Won't publicly fuss about it. We probably need to, when we're doing this LMIG, we need to look at putting time limits on when we can get the roads done from the time we approve it. Normally, 30 days to get your stuff ready and another 30 days to get mobilized to get it done. But I think we passed this last November, maybe December, of sending it to the state. Didn't take long to get it back, and we just finishing some roads, 10 months later. That's a little too long to be waiting, especially when we had good weather. I know there were a lot of different circumstances. But also, I think this, we've done 2 different ways. We've done some striping outside of the contract and then some within the contract of the road. And I'll just say, I don't know if anybody's been down Stagecoach Road, but if we hadn't paid them, we probably need to talk about that one. I mean, it looks like a 3rd grader striped it. The ends of it were literally hand painted. At the end of it, it appears with a brush. There's no machine looks that bad. When you come to the end of Stagecoach at Upper River Road, the white line stops and the other one comes here. Well, this one goes all the way out into Upper River Road, kind of makes a right into oncoming traffic. The yellow line goes this way, so, and every time I go by it, I'm like, I keep thinking that it's gonna, like, the bad part's gonna wash away or something. But, and then when you get on the Graham Road it looks bad. I mean, it's not a professional job. If you're going down the road, the yellow line on the side is, it's just not a professional job. And it's not a reflection of the paving company, because I know they got a contractor to do it. But again, if it's under their contract, they gotta hold their subs accountable for stuff like that. And in the end, we paid for a quality professional job, and I don't think we got it. And if we're bidding it out, we're getting the best job for the best dollar, not the cheapest job we can find. Because I believe, I'm not a striper, I believe I could have done better than that.
And to that end, what's the recourse? Do we have them come back out and fix it? You know?
How do you paint it black and paint it back?
Well, they can pull the striping, I mean, they can grind that striping down and redo it, but, I don't know if the project's been signed off on. I guess that's another part of it. Where I'm from, you have a quality checks and balance list at the end of it. Somebody says, yeah, it's okay to pay. And
We've
that
already wrote
might
a
be
check
the-
for it.
Yeah, well, that might be the general contractors is okay and it's done, but, yeah, it's just, that one slipped through the cracks, and we don't need to do that anymore.
That it?
Off my soapbox.
Soapbox. Old business, grant agreement. Mr. Risner, historical resources survey.
Mr. Chairman, I would ask if we could table that. I haven't had a chance to talk to Earlene Hamilton yet. I understand, I think I recall that the board wanted me to talk to her and maybe some members of the Old Clinton Historical Society about the second phase of that historic preservation grant and what sort of bricks and mortar construction work we might be able to do with that. And I haven't had a chance to talk with her just yet.
Can I get a motion to table?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye. Ayes have it. All right, old business on 2, Jones County City of Gray Service Delivery Strategy, water service area update. Mr. Risner?
And this is the one we've talked about off and on several times. The board actually approved it some time back, and in talking with Greg Boyke, I didn't have the map and the DCA document in front of you at that time, and Greg thought it'd be best for y'all to go back and approve it with those documents in front of you. So in your book tonight, you have those starting on page 39. And that map is maybe something that you can't read in here, and I've got it on my phone. I can pull it up if there are questions about specific areas there.
I got one map.
So are we the black or the black?
You say gray?
Gray looks black, and Water Authority looks black.
I can tell you on the, the two areas that we've talked about were the area out, two areas out Highway 18 that sort of prompted the whole process. One was the Jones Mill subdivision, and so I think I understand now Piedmont Water is providing water out there, buying water from the city and providing water out there. That area is shown on the map as city served. I guess technically Piedmont's still serving there. The city's selling them water and they're serving their customers there. And then the area that's been discussed from Huckabee Road down to Camelot is shown as Jones County served.
That was only section of
And that's the same map we saw at the joint meeting, right? That had those two highlighted areas, the Jones Mill area and the Huckabee.
Probably so, yeah. I can't remember for sure, but yeah, I think so.
So we need a motion to reapprove the surface delivery map.
So moved.
Second.
Second, more discussion, none. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. Mr. Mayor, you want to start off with department heads tonight?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We'll be voting on the SDS Monday night. And like I said, it's the area it's north of 18 and west is, will be moved to the city. Right now, like I said, it's private company will be selling the water to, and then we buy that company or they give it to us or whatever situation turned out. Another piece of paperwork we don't have to worry with, in other words. And in turn, that area from Huckabee down to Camelot that we've talked about, you know, the county's, they've become the county's area. On my map, it's great. Once again, as we previously discussed, and we've already took the consensus, and we'll be voting the same way Monday night.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lowe?
On our ditch out here in front of the double zone, I know, what do y'all, in the ditch, do y'all wanna put river rock in that thing? I got some prices on the river rock. Number 4, river rock, which is about the size of an egg. Bedrock for a half a ton, and it's gonna take like 30 tons like that. They want $55.
Ain't a cheaper way to do that.
$55 for a half ton,
Yeah.
$110 a ton.
$110 a ton.
Put number 3s on the bottom and top it with river rock over the top. You gonna have it level when you get through, right? That what the plans are, or how, are you gonna, or is it gonna stay?
It's still gonna stay like that.
Oh, okay.
Because of the downspouts off the buildings, that we got them running now, they gonna be cut. And I talked to a guy up in Bolingbrook at that Beechwood or Beech Tree Lawn Service.
Uh-huh.
They got all kind of rock up there,
Yeah.
but it's like $100 a ton.
How many tons we need?
I explained to the guy, you know, our area and how big it was. He said probably 30 tons.
I wonder if Hazel or any of them got access, because it comes out of Alabama.
Yeah.
If they got access to getting direct, because Ace and everybody else buys it from somebody. I just wonder if any of those.
That's where that size rock comes from, Alabama.
Right.
If you get any bigger than that, it comes out of Tennessee.
If you tell somebody like Hazel, somebody to see if they've got a source, because you know darn well they haul it. Just to call, I'd say if you're gonna level it, you know, put your number 3s in the bottom and then cover it with them.
But no, it's not gonna be like that.
Who's the guy owns Hazel now?
I don't know.
Surely we can find a direct contact on it, because, you know, you're going through the middleman, not trying to cut out local, but, you know, 30 tons is not a little order. It's over a truckload, you know, because they can't haul but about 24 legally, so.
Right.
So you're talking about a full tractor trailer load plus a, you know, partner. Worth a try, see if you can find, you know, where it's coming from out of Alabama. Or, you know, Google. You can't tell, might find us, find it on Google.
What about a rip rap? Or you got a big river rock?
I mean, y'all want rip rap out there?
That rip rap, you talking about.
We're trying to make something that looks good.
I know it's
River rock, I mean, that's gonna be your best bet.
I'm gonna text my wife, she's been on Amazon, I'm not.
I mean, we put river rock out there, I wanna hear it. It don't
In a
matter.
box.
What's that?
You can have his wife to check Amazon to be delivered tomorrow.
Well, I can attest, I just put it around my wife's she shed and pool, and oh my word, I broke the bank doing that. Yeah. See if we keep finding a, you know, somebody that runs a long distance like Hazel, or somebody that probably hauls it anyhow, to see if they hadn't got a direct contact. Call Phil and Ream to figure out where they get their small river rock, 'cause it comes out of the same place. You know, when they make that specialty concrete with a river rock,
Right.
that they had to finish it. Call Oconee and Ream and see if they got that number for Alabama. There might be an opportunity there, 'cause they get that smaller river rock when they're mixing, you've seen her do the concrete when they wash the top when they get through.
Right.
They have to use the same stuff. Reach out and find more cheaper, more better. The rock's a rock, Mr. Commissioner Kitchen, so we can go cheaper on that.
Well, you're paying for the haul from Will, you know,
Oh, yeah.
that's what you're paying. I mean, I don't know what they have to pay for the rock.
Right.
It's cheaper for us to go get it.
We can't go out of state with our truck.
Well, if you're getting it from Beach Supply, they ain't like for site. That ain't out of state, boss.
So it ain't the river. It ain't Alabama, it ain't the
I mean,
river.
that's a long ways, but it ain't out of state.
Yeah, but They count it by the scoop. It gets expensive.
I do have a question for John. So John, when it comes to plastic, do you foresee us being able to recycle plastic anytime soon, or it's going to be a while before we can recycle plastic again? Or I'm just saying that I know the convenience center right here is not accepting it, so.
Well, you know, the place in Millersville where we were taking it burned.
Okay.
And they not taking it.
Okay.
They shut us off.
So we don't have a home for plastic right now? Well, I had a bunch of it for you too.
Wolf Creek.
Pretty good.
That's getting to be an issue.
What
A
is
lot of different areas though, and make it big when they're closing in our landfill, they're trying to find places to take it, and they've got that transfer station down below Houston County, and that the prisoners run it, and they basically dump it all on a conveyor belt, and shake it out, and they separate metal from plastic, from cardboard, you know, and it goes through different size bins, it drops it into it, and they separate it, bale the cardboard, separate the aluminum and metal and all that, and sell the good stuff, and then it offsets paying to get rid of the glass and plastic that, you know, one thing a lot of people don't understand is cardboard, plastic, even aluminum, once you recycle it, if you look on your bottles, 99% of the stuff you get are made with recycled plastic, made with recycled metal, or made with recycled cardboard. You can only recycle it so many times, and then it's trash, because you can't recycle cardboard more than 2 or 3 times, and it just doesn't have any backing to it. So these companies are getting the goodie out of it, but then when it comes back, you know, eventually you get, you know, 80-20 recycling the trash, and pretty soon you got 40-60 recycling the trash, and then it doesn't pay for itself to recycle. Then you're paying somebody to haul your trash off, and you got to go to a landfill. So that's why nobody right now wants to buy glass. Not very many people want to buy plastic. And cardboard's probably next. But then you get down into stuff people say, oh, they'll take aluminum and copper. Well, yeah, but now they're getting to where they only take that if it's clean aluminum or clean copper. You know, number 1 or number 2. Other than that, they just give it to you for 2 cents on the 1,000.
Mr. Risner?
He's gonna find us somewhere.
Yeah, we're actively looking, and I talked with Tiffany Davis this morning. She's gonna go to looking too. So we're trying to find somewhere to take all that stuff. So, and beyond that, I don't have any department head comments.
Is that legal got anything tonight? But the baby's doing good?
She's doing good. I think she's got her days and nights mixed up a little bit. She's here. The reason why I'm here today, Ashley wanted to be here today if she could, but we're kind of going through that transition period right now, and I don't think she's really getting much sleep. But I'm sleeping well. I'm doing good. But she might not be here, but she's always phone call away and email away. I know she's helped out a bunch of individuals throughout the county with a bunch of questions over the last few weeks and everything. So don't feel free actually to call her or email her with any kind of questions.
She'll have it on her phone when she's awake, when she's asleep.
Exactly.
Ms. Bagger, you got anything tonight?
I wanted to tell y'all about a payroll situation that happened this last payroll, where there was a problem with the upload to the bank that kind of made an employee very upset. But it was nothing different we've done. I don't know if you might have gotten a phone call about it or email about it.
I mean, business as usual, we hadn't changed anything.
No.
You know, I remember the first time I signed payroll, Lita told me it was very important with payroll to either get it that Monday night or early that Tuesday morning, because she puts it in the bank. And if you got automatic draft, you automatic deposit, you'll get it credited that day. I will say that, and we got it some time ago, that FDIC is trying to change that to where if somebody puts a direct deposit in on a Tuesday and it's marked for that Friday, FDIC is trying to change it to where it goes in on that Friday. But a lot of these banks are still doing the you know, basically a courtesy. If it's sent in on Tuesday, they'll allow the automatic draft to go through Tuesday. So, hopefully it's been several months ago, I remember getting something from Cadence explaining the situation with the FDIC as far as, future drafts. So, hopefully, if they do decide to do it, we get a little heads up so we can let the employees know if it does. If not, we continue going this way, it'd be business as usual. Thank you.
Also,
Yep.
Commissioner Pitts called me today about doing a policy on a no bullying policy with us, so we're going to move forward with that, if everybody's okay with that. Also, Jason and I have been working on the handbook, so we'll be bringing in new changes to y'all
Right.
for approval.
Right.
Thank you, Shannon.
Citizen comments? Everybody quiet? What is this? I can't believe we got a full room tonight.
You can speak for the whole county tonight.
Is the press gang comment? You want us to hurry up and go so you can go home, right? All right. With those citizen comments, how about Commissioner Martin, you want to start us off? We got this that didn't get put in time, but
Yeah, just real quickly, I was at home jotting, thinking about it. Had just come off of Baldwin County's experience, sent you guys a couple videos. It was really impressive what was done out in Baldwin County for the NICA races. The trails aren't anything amazing. It's just somebody took the time and invested in doing it in Baldwin County, and it attracted roughly 4,000 folks out there over the weekend. So if we decide to do something on 49 with the grant, and I know we have to make a decision by consensus, I assume, because
Yeah.
it goes in the end of this month, right?
I think that's right.
So
Great presentation.
I'd love that to go in for our application, so.
Because somebody asked, because I liked it. I mean, loved all the great ideas that you presented, and I asked Jason, could we do both? The project we looked at one time before, and this right here. So I think he's going to get in contact with Greg Borky to determine if that's an option or not.
I think that's a good, with the amount of the grant, if we split it, we could at least be able to secure one piece of property and fund the trails and some amenities on the other. And they're both trail projects, so, yeah. We can get both of them done.
Because, I mean, tourism is economic development, so it's a win-win for the county.
Absolutely. So if he says we can do both, we're going after both. If he says one, what are we doing?
I don't know, do we talk about, we got land acquisition in executive session, so can we talk about it there? Okay.
Is that it? Commissioner Robinson?
I'm good.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank Shannon and thank Jason for starting the research when it comes to a bullying policy. I had an employee come to me and express that he felt like he was being bullied. And I don't think that's right for an employee to feel that way about coming to work and not feeling safe. And so now that we know something about it, then I think we need to do something about it. I mean, the sheriff department has a no bullying car. I mean, it goes on in schools. And it's sad to think that it happened with adults, but it does happen. So now that we know about it, I think we need to take some steps to try to make sure that our employees feel safe coming to work. And I also want to make sure that we reinforce the incentive plan for the employees, that if they have any type of cost savings ideas, to please share it with us. Whether put up some flyers in each department or put in each paycheck for those that do receive a paycheck. Just as a reminder, they feel comfortable coming to a commissioner, Jason, or just anybody to share any type of cost savings ideas so that we can explore all of the options that are available for us. And I want to thank everybody for their support with the grand opening of the telemedicine room for the veterans. It's a great grand opening. It has a lot of great representatives that came in from Austin Scott's office, Senator David Perdue's office. Mr. Holmes was there. Senator Burt King was there. We got a letter from Congressman Sanford Bishop. So there's a lot of support for that venture, and I'm hopefully that the veterans are going to take advantage of it. And from my understanding, they shot a little blurb they're going to show at the Veterans Day, that first weekend in November. So if we get I can get with Shannon, maybe send some flyers out to the different churches for those that are not members of the Jones County Veterans Facebook page, because for that program to be successful, the veterans are going to have to take advantage of it. And it is the first and the only one in the state of Georgia. So if it goes well, then hopefully they can duplicate it throughout rural Georgia. So really happy and excited about that. And then the last thing I want to share is, two more things I want to share is the foot golf. It's starting to take off. Leah Bondarchuk, she's has a special needs program. They had a trial run. I think it was October the 4th with the special needs kids, and on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, at least 3 additional schools are going to come play foot golf at the foot golf course. So it's just another option for kids that may have some special needs. They're going to be able to take advantage of it. Hope we get some pictures to show that the kids are really enjoying it. So that's taking off. And then I want to invite everybody to come out to Yoga in the Park on October the 26th. I want to thank Shannon and Tiffany for making sure that the county employees know about it. Just all about staying healthy, reducing stress, improving your overall health and flexibility. So try to take care of our employees, take care of our community, and that's all I got, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Kitchen? I'm good. You good? You're not going to yoga in the park? You don't have to wear yoga pants either, is what I understand.
Yeah, I'll climb a tree. Good enough, right?
That's good enough.
If there's nothing
You
else,
can
I
stretch
need
it.
a motion to adjourn and go to executive session for personnel land acquisition.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank y'all. Aren't you glad I left that water out there for you?